Okay, so let's start with the questions here. I have a question from the YouTube comments from, let's see. The question is a little bit hard to understand, but let me read the question so that I can maybe try to answer some or I do my best to answer this question. So the question is, when I transform a VST other than the FL Studio into WDP, for example, some contact library, its timbre gets short, support, etc. I mean, it doesn't look the same as the original. Is there a way to solve this? Okay, so let's see if I can. Sometimes it's hard to understand the questions because the English is not the best. So I strongly recommend, if your English is not the best, go to Google Translator, put in your own language, and then translate to English. Sometimes it's way better to do that than just randomly put some English or put your English level there. Sometimes it's better to use just Google Translator from your language to English, because that really help to clarify the question. I do that with German, and most of my emails, I'm a little bit ashamed of that, but most of my emails in German are all from Google Translator, and they do Google Translator nowadays does a pretty good job in doing a correct translation. So, and German is not the most easy language to work with. So let's jump into FL Studio so that I can show you around. So let's go to the channel rack and let's bring the, where is it? Sampler, the DirectWave. I think this video was for DirectWave. So in the question, there's no reference to DirectWave, but I think it was in the DirectWave video that I did, or the crash course that I did. So sometimes I think there's an option here to load the plugins. Let me see if I can find it. I think there was an option that we could just bring and do. Let me see. Let me right click here. I'm not sure if I can find this right now, but I would have to go ahead and see the, what's the word that I'm looking for? The one of the FL Studio tutorials to see if I could find these. But yeah, let's try to load some samples, and let's go here. Where can I find some samples? I think I have some samples that I was working with, instruments. Let's see. Yeah, this will not. Let's try with one of them, one of these pianos. Let's go with the keyboard. Let's load these in here. Why it's not? Okay, let's see if I can load this into the channel rack. I think this is a DirectWave, yeah. Okay, so let's delete that one. Okay, so now let's select all the samples. I don't know if it's possible. Looks like it's not possible. Okay, so is there a way for me to, let's expand this. Let's make these a little bit larger so that we have a little bit more space to work with. So I was thinking that one of the things that you can play around with is the envelope. So if I play one of the notes here, they play okay. Let's see if we have an envelope section here. Let's go to main, gain panning. I'm not sure if I will be able to answer that. So we have here the amplifier and we have this envelope. So let's make the release really short. So as you can see, or as you can hear, if I play around with the release, the attack, decay, sustain, and release of the amplifier, which is the output level, you see I get some of these short notes. And I'm still, as you can see, I'm still clicking on the note here. And whenever I let go, the note becomes white again. So I'm clicking on the note, and you can see that we have now a very short instrument, or a very short piano, which actually sounds really cool. I could be able to do a beat with this. And actually I'm getting some ideas, but yeah, that's not the point here. You can control the envelope here with this section here. So let's put the sustain all the way up. So the sustain controls how long it's going to, or what's the volume at which the note will stay after when you press the note. So if I put all this down, let's put here in the middle maybe. If I put the sustain all down, you see that the note goes down fast, even if I have the note clicked. But if I put the sustain all the way up, the note will continue until the sample itself goes away. And then we have also the release. So the release will control how long it's going to play the note when I let go of the note. So when I release the note, this will tell me, this knob here will tell me how long it's going to take until the note goes to 0. So if I do a very short I don't know the word. If I just click a little bit and I do a very short time of the note clicked, you get this. But if I increase the release, you see I'm continue doing the same short press of the key, but the note goes a little bit longer. So if I make this shorter, you see, so you can control the attack. You also have controls here for the envelopes, but here in the amp, that's where I would go first to see what's going on with the short. If the sounds become very short, could be that you have a very short release and a short sustain here. And as you can see, the timbre is the same, but the notes are very, very short. So that would be my first guess. And sometimes it's hard to give you some tips and explain you, or try to take or to give you some answers to your questions, because I don't have your setup, and I don't know what you are going through. So it's kind of hard for me sometimes to give you some of the tips, but this or to answer some of the questions. But this is the first thing where I would go, is to check the amplifier on the zone. And this works for pretty much every zone here, every program. So you don't have to specifically click on any note or select a note to get this zone here. So I would go to zone, amp, and then check here the attack, delay, sustain, and release, and see if they have cool, or the parameters are correct.